The house was small and always smelled of rosemary and wood polish. On the far end, by the kitchen window that caught the last of the afternoon sun, sat an old man named Yusuf. His back curved like a question mark and his fingers shook when he held a spoon. He didn't speak much anymore, not since his wife passed, not since his hands started forgetting how to write his name, but his eyes still glimmered when the light hit them just right, like glass marbles holding back 1,000 untold stories. His son, Rihan, lived with him now along with Rihan's wife, Mira, and their 5-year-old boy, Ayan. The house was crowded with noise and movement, and though Yusuf had once been the head of this family, now he was more like background music, gentle, constant, easily tuned out. It started small, as these things do. A chipped bowl taken away because it was too dangerous for Abba to hold, then a plastic cup, unbreakable and brightly colored, slid his way at dinner, then a folding chair at the corner of the table because he spills too much, and we just got these cushions cleaned. No one shouted, no one meant harm, but kindness, when mixed with impatience, can curdle into quiet cruelty. Yusuf said nothing. He just nodded and sat where he was told, and Ayan watched. The boy said little, but his eyes took in everything: how his grandfather wiped his mouth twice after every bite, how he sometimes forgot where to place the napkin, how his spoon clattered louder than others. And one day, after dinner, Ayan began collecting things: a paper plate, a plastic fork, a square of old cardboard. He sat in his room with glue and tape and determination. When his father found him building what looked like a lopsided tray, he laughed. "What's that, champ? A flying saucer?" "No," Ayan said simply. "It's for you. For when you're old, like Dad." Rihan's smile faltered. "I'll make sure you don't drop anything. And you can sit in the corner, too. Just like Dada does now. Silence. Thick, immediate, terrifying. The kind that doesn't need thunder to be loud." Rihan didn't answer. He sat on the floor beside his son, looking at the fragile paper tray, as if it were made of glass. The next night, Yusuf's chair was moved back to the center. The chipped ceramic bowl returned, lovingly cleaned, a cloth napkin folded beside it, and though Yusuf said nothing, a tear slipped down one weathered cheek. The twist wasn't that Ayan understood something before the adults did. The twist was that he had never been taught cruelty, he had only copied it. The old man's treatment hadn't been explained to him. It didn't need to be. He had learned it by watching, just as he would now learn compassion. Years later, long after Yusuf had passed and Rihan had grown gray at the temples, Ayan served his own father dinner on a real plate, with real silverware, in the brightest spot at the table, and before they began to eat, he placed a folded napkin on Rihan's lap and said, "I remembered." Rihan asked, "Remembered what?" Ayan smiled. "That love doesn't break when we do."